And welcome to episode number 4 of NerdFlow. I'm Royalty.
It's your girl Tink.
And yo, it's your boy Young Fly than the rest.
This is a podcast all about video games, comic books, anime, and superhero stuff. Episode number 4. What's going down, y'all?
Oh, pretty much chilling.
So much stuff
Ready
going
for
on,
this
man.
week to start.
Yeah, a lot going on in the world of nerd and geek this week. We got Logan coming out Friday. We got the Switch coming out Friday. We got Horizon Zero Dawn hits, I think. Well, I'm hearing tomorrow, and in some places I'm hearing March 1st. But games mostly come out on like Tuesday, so I'm thinking it's more likely. I'm probably a lot of people streaming it tomorrow. Speaking of streaming, though, listeners for NerdFlow, please make sure you guys check out our new Twitch channel. You go to twitch.tv/NerdFlow Gaming. Checkmate will be streaming Horizon Zero Dawn tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in and check that out. You also got, I'll also be putting some stuff up on Twitter, because by the time this gets out, podcast will be out after he's been streamed it, so I'll be tweeting that. But anyway, as far as into that, just make sure you guys subscribe to the page. That way you guys will know when we're streaming on certain games, doing Let's Plays and all that good stuff. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter. Then also, Switch comes out Friday. So by the time you guys hear this, please check in with us on YouTube and our Facebook page. Checkmate will also be doing a unboxing of a Nintendo Switch. So make sure you guys check that out. And then also, patreon.com/nerdflow is the way that you can support this podcast. And on top of that, you also get access to episodes days early before they hit the regular download through iTunes, Spreaker, all the different websites, podcast websites we are available on. And then also with Patreon, you can also get bonus exclusive episodes, exclusive just to Patreon of Spitting Game, which is an all video game podcast, and the anime rundown with Young, where he gives his rundown on the latest anime shows that's going down for their week. So please make sure you guys visit patreon.com/nerdflow. And also, if you guys have any questions, please make sure to send all your questions to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. So, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to kick it off with games. As far as the video games this episode. So, today is day one of GDC. For those who don't know what GDC is the Game Developers Conference. It's held in Germany. It's actually bigger than E3, from what I've heard from a lot of people. It's actually a bigger deal than E3 that we have here in the U.S. Not a whole lot has come out as of yet, but a few things have come out. First thing was, actually really didn't come through GDC. It actually came through a leak on, I think it was Reddit. Not a former employee, but probably going to be soon to be a former employee, being that he leaked this. New Arkham Game. New Batman Arkham Game coming out later this year. It's going to be called Arkham Insurgency. You guys can actually check out the article on our Facebook page. You want to read more about it. But I'm pretty hyped for this one. I kind of had a feeling everybody was wondering whether there's going to be another Batman game after Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I beat all the Arkham, so I think I'm gonna get this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna include more of like a Suicide Squad type feel, or you think they're gonna keep it classic?
There was a good thing, to know about this game, because I think this game has actually been in development since 2014. They actually were going to do a Suicide Squad game, kind of like timing it right when the movie came out, but they shut the project down. So probably no Suicide Squad movie. I mean, no Suicide Squad game. But I know this one. I know just some tidbits about it. I know that, of course, Joker is he's not the main villain, but he's in the game. But they have a lot of different characters villains that's part of the Rogue Gallery. I know somebody, I can't remember one of the characters that's kind of like the main antagonist of it, but it's not anybody you would predict or anything like that. Which is what I like about a lot of the Batman games is that he has such a large rogue gallery of villains. Man, it's like you finally get to see all of these different villains in the video games. And this is actually being made by the same company, the same developer that made Arkham Origins. So that was one that's not Rocksteady. It's a different company. They did. If you remember, for those who may not remember Origins, it's the actual main antagonist in Origins was Deathstroke. So, but no, definitely hype about new Arkham game. Some other news from that came out this week was the new Middle Earth Shadow of a sequel to Shadow of Mordor. It's basically a prequel to the Lord of the Rings movies, but it's telling the story is basically a prequel before all of the events that go down in Lord of the Rings. But this new one is called Middle Earth Shadow of War. There's a trailer they came out with today. You guys can actually check that out on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out as well. But I'm pretty hyped about Shadow of Mordor. I have the first one. I'm still playing through it because I got it during the holiday sale. But it's a very good game. It's Young, you may like that because it's Shadow of Mordor is made by the same company that makes Arkham. And the mechanics, as far as like the fighting and the countering, how you do in Batman and the challenge modes, they're the same.
Okay. Well, I'm finna buy a new game probably tomorrow, and I'm gonna be preoccupied because you know how I get when I get a new game, especially if it holds my attention.
Yeah, you picking up Neo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we definitely gotta stream that because we hadn't had a chance to pick that up and stream Neo. I know a lot of you guys probably may have already seen it, but hey, you get to check out the NerdFlow team, play Neo. So Young will be doing that probably sometime later on this week because I know Young has a busy schedule. So, but we'll definitely be putting that up too. Then we got Legend of Zelda, man, Breath of the Wild. Game been getting a lot of good reception from those IGN and stuff like that. Those who got their early copies of it and been able to play it early. What other things you've heard about the new Legend of Zelda?
As far as like they're just saying it's one of the best Zelda since Ocarina of Time because everything else in between really hasn't been that good, as far as like a storyline, gameplay, and all of that, it's getting some of the best ratings for a Zelda game since Ocarina of Time.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's like for me, like I'm a Zelda fan, but I've probably dabbed in Zelda probably throughout my gamehood of gaming. I probably dabbed in it just a little bit. I haven't been like playing through all the games, but this one in particular, once I do get my hand on the Switch, I will be playing. And the thing with me with Zelda, it can turn out to be a really great game. My whole thing with Nintendo was on the from a graphic standpoint. If they would do just more photorealism in their games and, stop trying to cater to the younger crowd when it comes to their games, I think Zelda can be something. It can be even bigger than Mario as far as just from a standpoint of, as far as just gameplay goes. Because Mario, it's very simple. It's not that anybody can pick up a Mario game and play it and not have a hard time. So.
Well, I know me personally, one of the first games I ever had was Zelda. I had the gold tape.
Oh yeah.
Got it with my Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? And I'd play every Americanized Zelda because not all Zeldas were released in America. So I played all American Zeldas. So, and the best Zeldas are the first Zelda, the gold tape, Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask was alright, but it basically was Ocarina of Time but with Mask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and I started trying to play the one on Wii, and Wii was just stupid to me. The whole concept of that system was stupid to me. So, I ain't put too much into it. But,
Okay.
I'm a Zelda fan, though.
No, I know you're a Zelda diehard for sure. For sure. With the Switch coming out this week, what would you guys say as far as out of all the systems? Okay, we got the NES, we got the Super Nintendo. Let's see, what else we got? We got Nintendo 64. We'll even throw the Virtual Boy in there. GameCube, Wii U. And of course, we got the Switch, but we can't put that one in there because nobody's really touched it or played it. And the various versions of the freaking Nintendo DS and the XL and the Game Boy and it's so many. But they sell well, but it's just so many inceptions of that particular portable console that don't even really make any sense. From all you guys, what's your favorite one of them all? As far as favorite console out of all of them?
Super Nintendo.
Okay. Young?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 64 because 64 gave me GoldenEye and Mario 64.
I'm in between as far as what I played the most stuff on. Man, I'm probably gonna say 64 myself as well. I'm kind of like torn between that and the GameCube a little bit because I know GameCube had some. That's when their catalog had some real tough games that they could really compete with, with PlayStation because they were getting everything back then before everybody just kind of like pulled back on them when the Wii came out.
And it was only one game on GameCube that I actually liked.
What?
And that was Soul Calibur.
Yeah, I had Soul Calibur. Our boy Kenny Lyric, he's a streamer for NerdFlow as well, and one of the writer journalists for NerdFlow. That's how I got a hold of Soul Calibur because he came to my house and just left it over my house. And I think that plus I remember when I got my GameCube, it came with I can't remember what Zelda it was, but it came with a Zelda game too, along with.
And then like with the GameCube, I wasn't too fond of its joystick configuration.
Yeah, the configuration was weird.
Yeah, with its joystick setup, because going from the 64 to that was, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't consistent. Like with Xbox and PlayStation, how the joystick had been. Yeah, pretty much. It's slight differences. Like, they did a total revamp on the joystick, which, we all know the 64 joystick was huge.
That sucker was massive, man. You put the rumble pack and the extra card in there. It was like freaking huge, man. I still have my 64 here.
Yeah, I got mine too.
That controller was freaking massive, dude. Like I had to get the rumble pack. I don't think I had the one that was manufactured by Nintendo. I got whatever one that I could afford at the time as a kid. Got that.
Yeah, when we was going to Blockbuster buying game stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So shoot, man. And I also would say too, man. The thing is, I like the Super Nintendo as well. That's the only console I didn't own because I ended up getting a Sega, and I just never got around, or my parents just never got around to getting me a Super Nintendo like I wanted. But I had a friend of mine, one of my mom's female friends. Her son had a Super Nintendo, and I would just love to go over this dude's house and spend an hour at his house just to play his Super Nintendo.
And guess what?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
No,
oh, no, I was just going to say, I was able to get all the game systems I got because I pulled the white folks trick. When your parents going through a divorce, yeah, I mean, hey, yo, dad, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that one right there, yeah. Hey, Mom, for Christmas, can I get that Super? That's how you end up with a Sega and a Super. You know what I'm saying? That's how you end up with a 64 and a PlayStation. You pit them against each other. Yeah. They trying to win your love.
So manipulative.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you guys are in like Game Central in Houston. At Games Plus, they have like this 3-gadget gaming system. They have the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and I think the Sega Genesis all in one.
What? I know where a Game Plus is. I know of the place, but I love them. I've yet to go there. That place, and then also
that place is awesome.
I gotta check that out.
If you ever get a free chance, go check it out. They have all the old school games. They have bargain new DVDs that just came out like last Tuesday. They have them on sale for like $10. It's a really cool place.
Yeah, check that out. I also got to check out because Movie Trade is another place that's like that too. They have a lot of older systems and a lot of the old games and stock out there too.
Game Central was that video I shared at Neely's today. That was Game Central. Like whoever that dude was, he gets no sex at all.
Man,
I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious, y'all. In order for anybody to have all that stuff, all them games, he had 3 virtual boys. Like why would you have even 3 of those?
Because he could.
He had different color Nintendos. Like the only Nintendo I ever had was the gray one. This fool had a black and gold one, a pink and blue one, some more things.
I didn't even know they had them in different colors.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude had so much stuff, and the first thing that came to my mind, like, I could respect this, but then again, the sacrifices he made in his personal and sexual life for that, I couldn't deal with. So only way I get collection like that if I got like super rich. But, you know, just trying to get that and I'm just a regular old Joe. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I care about those latter things a little bit too much.
Only young. Only young. I swear.
I'm just telling you, man. Like, you winning if you're a nerd and getting sex. So, you know, he might be winning in certain communities, but, I mean, at least I'd rather be a Leonard Hofstadter than a Sheldon. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I mean, make your choice. You can be smart and get girls, or you can be smart and say words like coitus instead of sex.
All right, man, we gotta move on. All right, so I got a chance to kind of like dive into Ghost Recon Wildlands, made by Ubisoft. It's a Tom Clancy game. Beta was this weekend. Got into it. I have a love-hate relationship with Ghost Recon games a lot of times, and I didn't like this one too much. I played The Division. I actually came back to The Division because I got Division when it first came out. I came back after they revamped a lot of the things in The Division, and so I'm like back on that kind of like hardcore right now. But I played Wildlands. I didn't particularly like it too much. I mean, I know it's the same main gaming company, but of course it's a different developer team that's making Wildlands. I was just kind of more hoping because my deal breaker was kind of like Ghost Recon Wildlands. It didn't really have a duck and cover system. That was all that great. It was kind of like you just kind of like squatted down by whatever you had cover for, and it wasn't where it kind of like you know how when you play certain games you have duck and cover and you kind of like in a sense almost kind of like stick to the cover. Wildlands wasn't like that, and that's kind of just to me. I mean, maybe because I just came off playing Division like right before I got started the beta. I don't know, but I know a lot of other people been hearing their reception, watching a lot of YouTubers trying to just get the consensus on the game. A lot of people are liking it. For me, it's not too much of my cup of tea for the most part. I mean, it could potentially grow to be something better. They can potentially change the game up if there are a lot of people that are vocal about dislikes about the game, because that's kind of like what happened with Division. Of course, they got Rainbow Six Siege, and that one, like Rainbow Six Siege, is doing like mega good right now. It has its own gaming league and all of this stuff. So Ubisoft is doing some good things for gaming, where they're doing seasons with their season passes now, where it's like you're keeping the same game but you're just getting new content to make the game better. So I can pretty much see Ghost Recon doing that later on down the road if the support is there. So, but moving on. So we got a quick news segment, just a little quick rundown of some things. Nothing that we really have to elaborate on too much. A lot of this stuff I actually mentioned in the very beginning, but just repeat. Horizon Zero Dawn comes out tomorrow. Very, 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 very lot of anticipation for this game for a lot of people for it coming out. It actually comes out, when we're recording this, it actually comes out in probably, I think, like 40 minutes, I believe, because I think it hits on PlayStation. And if you're doing the download, they're going to launch it tonight at like 10 o'clock. So it's going to be a lot of people blowing that up. Then we got, this week is the monthly Iron Banner for those who play Destiny. Game mode this week is going to be, this time around, it's going to be Supremacy. Some of the gear that you can get in this month's Iron Banner is going to be like a sniper rifle and a sidearm. So those who play Iron Banner, I'll be streaming that tomorrow and probably in and out throughout the week, because I'm a day one Destiny fan, so I play that all the time. Division is dropping a 1.6 update, and they're dropping the last expansion for year one, which is called The Last Stand. It will add a 8v8 PvP mode to the game, because it doesn't really have a multiplayer mode. For those who don't know what PvP is, that's what PvP stands for, player versus player. But yeah, they're going to be adding a mode called Last Stand to it, and doing some other tweaks to the game as well. So you guys can go to the Division's website and check out the patch notes. I'll actually be posting the patch notes for that tomorrow as well, where you guys can see all the different changes they've made to the game as well. But all right, man. Don't really have a lot for anime, but I'll let Jan take this one, because I don't know what this is. I just wrote the notes, but yeah, I'll let you take it, man.
Anime, yeah. Let's see what I'm gonna start off with. I start off with my go-to topic.
Dragon Ball.
We saw this past weekend on Saturday. I watched the Japanese and the sub version of it. We saw Goku. We saw Gohan turn up. You know what I'm saying? He got his fighting spirit back, and he's really trying to get stronger now, because he literally got the crap beat out of him, but he ended the fight in a draw. But the shocking thing was, we seemed interested in Gohan. So there's a possibility we may end up training Gohan to take him to the next level, which may see him as a Super Saiyan Blue Gohan. Not sure, maybe, but like Piccolo been doing a hell of a job with him lately.
Okay, so I gotta interrupt you real quick. Okay, so for those who don't know, so Super Saiyan Blue, this is the original name that they came out with originally. Well, I'm so glad they changed it. in the middle before it got to America. So a Super Saiyan Blue used to be called a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. That's too much.
Yeah.
That is too much. They are so wrong for that. But continue.
Well, actually, I mean, with Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which it really doesn't bother me to say it, because it distinguishes the difference between a Super Saiyan God and a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Because red hair Goku hair didn't spike up or anything when he was Super Saiyan God. You know, when he used to kill 5 Saiyans, his hair didn't spike up or anything, you know, and he had a red glow to him. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is using God Ki, and you're in Super Saiyan form. You see the difference?
Yeah.
So,
I know the difference, but I know so many people. I was watching some videos over the weekend, and kind of like preparing for this Ultimate Battle segment that we're doing this week, which will be on Superman vs. Goku, by the way. So don't stop this recording. But yeah, everybody was really bashing the name because it was just like it's such a mouthful to say. I know you don't have a problem with it, but everybody else is like, really?
Those lazy people. You
couldn't have came up with nothing better than. I mean, I get what they're saying because he's a Super Saiyan God, and it's the Super Saiyan form of the Super Saiyan God. I get it. I completely get it, but a lot of people did kind of bash that name though. But continue.
Okay, so and then to come to find out of the 12 universes that Xenos controls, Universe 7, which is Goku's universe, is the second weakest universe. So, and Universe 9 is the absolute weakest universe. So, to come and find out, my boy really just ain't the toughest. According to Xeno, ain't the toughest thing walking. So I'm ready to see what this outcome gonna turn into. I'm also ready to see this female Broly.
Yeah, I heard. So, I've been hearing about that. I've been hearing about that. So, yeah, I'm doing like you, man. I'm doing like you, young man. When it comes to Dragon Ball, I've been watching the regular American version on Toonami on Saturday. This weekend, I just started. Cause I told you about VRV. It's an app that's on PlayStation that has like a lot of anime. That's for free. They got Crunchyroll, Machinima. It's a mixture of a lot of those shows on there. But I've been watching because they have all the Japanese version is pretty much up to date to what they're watching in Japan. Yeah, I kind of got eager and wanted to watch some Dragon Ball this weekend, so I just buckled down and started watching a bunch of the Japanese versions. I started watching it right after the episode from this week. I watched probably maybe like 4 or 5 episodes, just Saturday along. So I'm kind of trying to speed through and catch up to current. So
yeah, they still haven't on Netflix, and this is really pissing me off with Netflix. They still haven't updated and released more episodes of 7 Deadly Sins.
When is it going to be when is it going to be a monthly thing? Because since it's 4, it gives you like 1 per week, maybe.
I don't know, but they work like the home headquarters of Netflix is working on getting blown up.
Hey man, chill out, man. We don't need to get put off the air. Retract it.
Yeah, anyway.
Stop raging, man. Stop raging.
I'm trying to remember the name of this other anime I started watching. I think it's Kuromukuro. If I'm not mistaken, that's the name of it, Kuromukuro. And it's a very interesting anime to me too. I can't wait to see season 2 of it. Go check it out. It's also on Netflix.
Have you tried Hulu?
I'm not.
Only reason why this is the only reason why I say that. I was on a like a forum or something like that. It was something I was reading, and Hulu loads Hulu with a ton of anime stuff on Hulu. Mm-hmm. So you may want to like just give it a chance, go check it out, or either just come to my house and
one streaming service at a time.
Hey man, you didn't know if you own Netflix, you got to get Hulu too? That's the rule.
Like a
You gotta have both.
Hey, my thing is, I made a thing in my life not to be a follower.
You ain't being no follower. You just want to have all the content at the same time. What are you talking about?
And screw that. And I downloaded VRV and the Funimation apps on my PlayStation, and they suck.
I like VRV though. I like VRV. I don't have no problem with VRV.
Like I don't like my anime edited. Like seriously, I like the raw uncut thing.
Well, I mean,
I'm not 12. I'm a grown man.
But hey, they're not making Funimation app for Young Fly than the rest. They're making Funimation VRV app for everybody, not just you.
That's why the Funimation VRV app are deleted off my PlayStation 4.
And that is your prerogative. That is your prerogative, sir.
Exactly. Exactly.
You continue to watch your anime on your Go anime site, and you keep kicking, okay?
That's what I'm gonna do.
You got anything else for anime, yo?
Nah, because I'm hoping Archer becomes an anime.
If who becomes anime?
The show Archer.
Archer. Oh. Archer. The one that comes on FX?
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's already animated. I don't get it.
Yeah, but there's I don't know how true it is, but I saw something. They thinking about changing the anime style of Archer to make it look like a Japanese anime.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Why would they? Well, I don't know why would they do that. The same reason why I saw an anime of there's a Japanese anime that's based off like what's the chef show when the competition that comes on Food Network?
Chopped.
Yeah, like
Not Chopped.
Yeah, it's sort of kind of like Chopped. There's a Japanese anime that's like Chopped. I kid you not. And I'm sitting here looking and watching the commercial. I'm like, no, they didn't. And it's a cooking competition, but it's an anime. Just a cooking competition. I'm like, y'all can come up with nothing else but that. You just gonna do the animated version of Chopped or whatever other show that Food Network or Food TV or whatever else they have. But I was like really shocked when I saw that. It was like very, very, very odd to see that, and I was kind of like making faces because I thought that's what I saw, but then when the commercial got done, I'm like, they really did just make an anime off of just making a cooking competition. But that sucker got high ratings too. But all right, man.
Oh well.
Let's get into some comic book and superhero stuff, man. We got a lot of stuff going on this side. First off, there's going to be a Nightwing movie. Yeah.
Nightwing!
So, the director...
Super ecstatic.
I think it's director or producer of Lego Batman is putting the wheels in motions for a Nightwing movie. Now, when I first read this, I was like, don't tell me they're going to do a Lego Nightwing movie. That was my first thought, because they led with, he directed the Lego Batman movie, so I'm like, I don't want to see no freaking Lego Nightwing movie. I want to see a Nightwing movie. So, but from what I know so far, it is going to be a legit Nightwing movie. So, about doggone time that AKA used to be Robin finally gets his just due. So, any thoughts on it?
It's going to be interesting how they go about this too, because Nightwing is actually a Kryptonian bird.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, I don't know how they're going to go about it. Like, are they going to come with it after Superman comes back during the Justice League, or it's so many ways they can do this.
I would probably, from the origin standpoint, I would think probably so, simply because Nightwing is not a Batman fan. He's actually more of a fanboy of Superman, which is
exactly,
of course, where the name comes from. Which that could be the thing. No, okay. If y'all don't want any spoilers in relation to Justice League,
Sorry.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen this way. But if you've seen the if you've read the Death of Superman comic book, you know he comes back in the black suit. He comes back stronger than ever. So for me, I kind of think that's probably how it's gonna probably happen, or there's gonna be some kid or some guy that's gonna be probably in the next Superman movie or Justice League when he comes back, and that's probably how they're gonna kick off Nightwing.
You know, it was the Dark Knight series, the last one in the Dark Knight, how the police officer, you know how they teased us, making us think it was gonna be a Robin movie.
Man, did they?
Yeah.
They freaking.
They hurt everybody's feelings. Oh, man. Christopher Nolan hurt everybody's feelings on the end of that movie.
Talking about a tease, man. That was like the ultimate tease.
Yeah. I literally wanted to. Yeah, Christopher Nolan got put on the list behind it.
Well, okay. That could have been. I mean, it could have been the plan. Could have been because just to give y'all some insight, if y'all don't know this, Christopher Nolan's Batman movies were kind of planned to go out further. It was not supposed to be a trilogy. If Heath Ledger didn't pass away like he did, he had planned for Joker to be the main villain for the next, I think, maybe up to, they were going to do at least 6 Batman movies, and it was all going to be, not every movie was going to involve the Joker being the main, but he was going to be, responsible for some of the main chaos that's going on in the movie, but with being somebody else as well. So, and it kind of sucked that, he passed away when he did, when the movie was getting ready to come out that same year, because man, who knows what kind of movies we would have got. Now we probably would have still had raspy voice Christian Bale playing Batman, but we would have had some good Batman movies though. So,
so who can you guys see as Nightwing?
Let's see.
I do like that kid from Kingsman. Somebody suggested him. And I was like, that's a pretty good choice.
He would be a good one.
But I think he still has
He would be a good one for Batman Beyond. If there was a Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Now, like y'all might not feel this, but for Batman Beyond, I feel like if he shaves, I could see Jon Snow playing Terry McGinnis.
Jon Snow, I gotta look this guy up.
I don't think that.
No, I could,
if he could do like most British actors and Americanize his voice,
which
I
most
think
can.
he could do it.
Which most can.
all
all of them can.
I don't think he's skinny enough. John's too built. I think he could. I think he would be. Well, okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if
he got a dark look to him.
I don't
just
think
like Terry McGinnis did.
I don't think anybody's noticed a trend of casting going on lately. But y'all notice every freaking person that's played on Game of Thrones is in some other movie that's involving superheroes. They're just plucking Game of Thrones people. So I would probably go with young.
This Game of Thrones finna come to an end.
Yeah.
And those actors got to go somewhere.
Yeah. But no, this Jon Snow guy, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I'm just looking at the pictures right now, and there's more clean with his hair kind of slicked to the side a little bit, but his hair is still curly. Yeah, I can see that. I can see him either being, if they were to do a Batman Beyond, I can see him being that, or I can see him being Nightwing. I can see that. I give you that one.
Yeah.
I have a good choice for Batman Beyond too. The kid, I don't know if you guys seen Big Hero 6. But the kid that does the voice for Hero, Yamanaka. that's a really good prospect for Batman Beyond. I forgot his name. He has a Nickelodeon show. But I'm not sure if it's still on.
Oh, Hiro Hamada. Okay.
Hiro Hamada. Yeah.
His name is Ryan Potter.
Look him up.
Okay. And see, by the time they make that movie, he could potentially. Oh, he's 21 years old. Oh yeah, he can be a potential candidate. Yeah, I can see that too. Okay. Those
on his candidates. Show on Nickelodeon, he actually does like martial arts.
Okay.
So he already has like the style down.
Okay.
So I think he would be a very good run-in.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that one too. Okay. Yeah, because they got to pick somebody. They got to pick somebody young to start.
Right.
They got to be like mid to early 20s to really make it work. To really make it work out. Another person I could probably see, man, because like I could probably see like freaking Zac Efron could be a good choice too. I mean, he's not about to be knocking on 30, but I think he would be a kind of a good choice too.
Because they have to be like that big brother age, just in case another Robin comes in.
Yeah.
To guide him, but not too old.
Yeah, but not too
old. Like right in the middle.
Zac Efron got too much of a surfer boy look to him to be a superhero.
I think eventually, I gotta think eventually he gonna get casted for a superhero movie. I think everybody has a surfer. Let's look at Nightwing real quick and see if we can get some. Yeah, no, I gotta go with Tink's pick on that because just looking at Nightwing, I can see that kid, that Ryan kid from Big Hero 6 playing him.
Yeah.
Just looking at some of the animated,
Just by the old school cartoon of Batman Beyond and this kid, it's like it's kind of meant for him.
Yeah, I can see that. It's between the two you and Young said. I can see either one of those guys. And like you said, like if he shaves like Young said, shaves his facial hair, Jon Snow shaves his facial hair, I can see that. I'm just picturing him with having that Nightwing mask on. I can see that. Yep. That was a good pick.
So I got a question.
Okay.
Have any of y'all seen Teen Titans: The Judas Contract?
I haven't seen I haven't seen that one yet. I really want to check it out though.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of that right now.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta check that. I gotta see also gotta check out the Justice League Dark, and I also I got like how the movies like Marvel does the screenshots of like, these are the upcoming movies that they're going to be releasing in the next, probably 5 to 10 years more likely. So there actually is going to be, if this holds to be true, there is going to be a Justice League Dark movie, which kind of makes me upset because how they did Suicide Squad, because could have been the villain for Justice League Dark, then they're going to do one. So that means, Swamp Thing, Constantine, I think it's Dracula. If they do the original team, who else? There's a couple more people that I'm probably forgetting right now. Oh, Zatanna, and I think it's 1 or 2 more people that I'm forgetting right now for Justice League Dark. But the timeline is kind of looking like you got Wonder Woman. I also heard some good things about Wonder Woman because they did some early screenings for Wonder Woman, and a lot of them are saying that better than Batman vs Superman, better than Suicide Squad. So that's kind of like what we're kind of hearing back from that. But then other movies in the lineup, you got Justice League is the next movie after one. If they're going in the proper order, you got Justice League, then it's going to be a Flash movie, then you're going to get the Batman, then you're going to get Aquaman, then this symbol is Shazam. Gotham City Sirens, then Suicide Squad 2, Deadshot's supposed to get a solo, another Justice League movie, Justice League Dark, Green Lantern Corps, Superman 2, Black Adam, Nightwing, and Cyborg. Those are seems like those are the movies that are in the pipeline to be coming out for DC. And I honestly I think with DC, I don't think they should be trying to compete with Marvel. Marvel is doing their own thing. They've been doing their own thing since the early mid 2000s with the MCU. I think DC should not try to play catch up. They need to just pace themselves. Don't try to compete with what they're doing. And I know because Justice League is going to be coming out the same year as Infinity War, but I think they just need to just pace themselves, man, and just slowly create their own universe. Slowly, meticulously pick good directors and good people to tell the proper story that needs to be told, and stop trying to speed up things. I think that's the. I mean, we talked about this on the first episode, but I think that's just a mistake that they're making. Don't try to kind of pace themselves with Marvel. Don't even try it. Don't do it. Just kind of do your own thing. And I think if they really just focus on what they're doing and do their own thing, I think they're gonna be good to go if they just kind of keep their mind state with that. So.
Yeah, well, the Judas contract doesn't come out till April 18th.
April 18th, okay.
So,
all right. Hugh Jackman. So we got Logan coming out this week. They interviewed Hugh Jackman, and of course he made the statement again. This is actually before the same statement was made even before we even knew about a Logan movie. We knew there was a Wolverine 3, but Hugh Jackman basically said he is retired from Wolverine unless he becomes an Avenger. And so, if Fox can't recast for him, it's just not gonna make. It's just going to be right. They can't recast him. He's grown into their character and evolved as their character. They can't recast him. I would just say, just to give people what they want, for you to have. We already got Spider-Man. Fox should give Wolverine, work out the same deal they worked out with Sony, and give Hugh to Marvel. Give him back to Marvel. And
give him back. Mm-hmm.
That way they have both of those. Shoot, they need to give Fantastic Four back to Marvel, to be completely honest. But that's just they need to give the whole. They need to give the whole license. Silver Surfer, Galactus, Skrull, all of them. They need to give all that back.
Yo, I read something today that throw y'all off about Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, originally I was reading the stats on the real, you know how they had the heights and weights of, and this is from Marvel itself.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine is actually 5'3".
Yeah, he's short.
He's really short
and stocky, not cut. He's not Hugh Jackman body build. He's more like a stocky push belly. He actually looked like a little Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
they made a big deal about that, when he first became Wolverine. He's too tall, and they said it wouldn't work out because he doesn't fit the comic book.
But you gotta imagine him standing next to somebody. If they casted somebody that short, and imagine how that would look on screen, it would not look right.
It wouldn't.
It'll look so awkward.
It's basically like Kevin Hart size.
Yeah, basically.
Wolverine claws.
Basically,
yeah.
That's basically what you'd be looking at. That would not look right. Mm-mm.
That's not scary at all.
Mm-mm, not at all. I don't care if you do got claws. Not at all. Then we got Deadpool 2 news coming out.
Cable.
Yeah, the boy Cable.
We already would knew. Be perfect.
Russell Crowe.
Yes.
Russell Crowe need to get in shape then.
He can, dude.
Russell Crowe can get in shape if he wanted to.
He's one of those actors, man. Russell Crowe is one of those actors. He is compared to, he can compare himself to a Johnny Depp, or who else is another actor that's freaking transforms themselves when they get ready to do a role?
Christian Bale. Christian Bale is a good one.
Yeah, Christian Bale is another one. they freaking transform themselves when they get ready to do a role. So I'm not even worried at all about Russell Crowe fitting the bill to play Cable. I think he would do a good job. But now here's some other things. I actually wrote an article about this over the weekend on our WordPress blog. You can go check that out. But with Cable, the other contenders they have up to put, that could potentially play, because Russell Crowe is not confirmed, but one of the writers for the first Deadpool was doing some tweeting and telling him like, "Oh, you need to read up on your Cable comics." He's like, and Russell Crowe responded, I need to do that. And so it's like they could be placating the public on Twitter and stuff like that. That could be one thing. But I know they were looking at Ron Perlman. What's the other guy? Now he's from Avatar. He played the general in Avatar. Can't think last name.
Wait a minute. I know he's talking about that. I know.
Last name
Ron Perlman. That's
Hellboy.
Boy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see him as Cable. I can really see him
as Cable too.
I can really see him as Cable just because of that. Because Cable has the gray hair and all of that. And plus his voice is just Perlman just has that voice, man. That's like, okay, that could be Cable. I mean, though I like Russell Crowe, but like Perlman, for me, honestly, I think Perlman should be Cable.
And the general from the Avatar, I can see him too.
Yeah, he's just more. Yeah. He's a little bit slimmer, a little bit more slender guy, but I can see him too as well. And then I think
he's a tad bit too old though.
Yeah, he is.
The general from Avatar.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman is like the perfect guy, really. The perfect candidate would be Ron Perlman.
They also mentioned Dolph. What's his name? Dolph
Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren, a.k.a. He-Man in my book. And then also Apollo. Well, not Apollo, but what's the Russian from Rocky?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, a.k.a. the Russian.
AKA the Russian, AKA He-Man. He's also another one that they were mentioning as well.
The worst He-Man in his history.
And he is also the very first Punisher.
That's right. He is. That is right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, he is the first Punisher.
Yeah. So he has his foot already with Marvel.
Yep, already.
Already in there.
I can't see him playing anybody in neither universe. I mean, unless, if somebody comes up with a role for him. Because, he's older, but he's still doing a lot of stuff. He does the Expendables movies. So, Ron Perlman would be perfect for that role for Cable though. So we'll see what happens. Deadpool is really kind of like turning Fox's version of the MCU into something really great, and they can really they can really piggyback off of this and kind of like refresh the entire Marvel side of things on Fox. I heard there's an X Factor movie coming as well that they're working on too. So they got a lot of new stuff in the works. Let's move on to Black Lightning. Black Lightning. DC character coming to CW. They gave it the green light for a pilot. Cress Williams is playing Black Lightning. I'm gonna see how it works out. I'm not familiar with Black Lightning at all. My first time actually even hearing about this particular character. My thing is, I got two things about this. With this, he's a character that nobody's really familiar with. The other part is, why not Green Lantern, John Stewart?
Right.
Because the racists out there will not let that happen.
Well, but no, it's not that, because Black Lightning is black.
We all know John Stewart is black.
I know, but I'm saying, if you're gonna hear
an uproar, because they'll rather have Hal Jordan versus John Stewart.
Well,
I'm telling you, man.
But no, I'm not looking at it from that standpoint. But if you're gonna do an African American hero, then why not do Green Lantern John Stewart? Because here's the thing, you can't say that's the thing with the consensus of what they're thinking, because I don't know if you know this, Green Lantern Corps, they said they're going with John Stewart as the character, the one they're going to use for Green Lantern Corps. So it won't be Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan version already failed already. So they're going with Jon Stewart.
Right.
They're going with Jon Stewart for the film. So, but what I'm saying is you got Flash, you got Green Arrow, you got Supergirl. Why not? Why not Green Lantern? I mean, they've already. If you watch a lot of the CW show, they've already played with magic. They're going back in time and changing history and all this type of stuff. You got the Justice Society on DC Legends of Tomorrow. It's so much stuff going on with the DCU on television and the CW. It's like, why not Green Lantern? Or even better, why not Constantine? I'm still waiting on my Constantine show to come back and come on CW.
Yeah, I think NBC was the worst network to try and put Constantine on.
NBC is the
like
worst
if you
network
want to
for
do
any
something
show.
dark, exactly. Like if you're gonna try and do something that dark, I would think you would leave it up to CW to like bring it out to its full potential.
Yeah.
Because look how long Supernatural has been on like WB/CW. It's been they almost on their like 13th season, and that is long.
Yep.
For any show to be on, to be honest. And I just think they didn't give Constantine its full potential on NBC.
Yeah, NBC has the tendency to not really. They're very. When it comes to shows, it's like I don't know this personally, but I just feel like this is kind of what the consensus I get. If anybody that's watched the NBC show, they have a very snap decision when it comes to cutting off a show when it doesn't do the numbers that they want it to do. Case in point, everybody loved Heroes. Then they took it away.
Yes.
Then they brought it back for this short point in time, and then how they ended Heroes, it made you feel like there was going to be. It's going to come back, and we already know it wasn't going to come back because it was a short run.
Listen, with NBC, if you're not Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, or NCIS,
look, unless you have a show produced and directed by Dick Wolf, you're not going to survive.
Your life span is just up in the air.
And it's just like what because I think what's the DC show that we said we didn't like too much?
Powerless.
Yeah, Powerless. I think Powerless is an NBC show. And it's like NBC is trying to find their footing with trying to get into the comic book game. And if they're not going to really try to let these shows live out and give it a chance, then there's no point in investing the money and the time to do it, because everybody can attest to this. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not the best show when it first came out. It took a minute.
It wasn't.
It wasn't what everybody thought it was going to be. And it slowly, after probably like getting into like the third season and fourth season, it really started to blossom and really be what it is now. Because at first it was just kind of like, this is just like freaking 007 Marvel style. It's just people, just secret agents for Marvel. I mean, for S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever. But they don't give stuff a chance, man, at all. But yeah, man, I'm still hoping for a Constantine show. Hopefully, Constantine get that Friday spot. Because on top of that, speaking of, just to go even back to the whole NBC rant, they're getting rid of my show Grimm. Not even because it did bad. They just say, "Oh, it's time to end the show."
Oh, wow!
So Grimm is on its final season, and it's they could have kept going with it. So that's just another example with them that they they don't really hold on to the shows very much. They're into the crime dramas. If it ain't Dick, like I said, if it ain't Dick Wolf, they ain't trying to really mess with it.
Look how long CSI had lasted.
Thank you. Shoot, no, freaking forget
and
that. Law and Order.
Well, yeah. I mean, even that franchise still going regardless.
Right. It's just a different different freaking law division, but it's the same show. All right. So we got like a little sneak peek picture, snippet, whatever you want to call it, of Hulk inside a chamber, and words were said, "Is this Hulkerine or or Wolverulk or whatever I guess how you want to pronounce it. But they're working on something. This is something that's going to be comic book related. All I know, I saw a Hulk with Wolverine claws, which is not good. And I know Marvel's been really been experimenting with a lot of different, with kind of like doing like kind of like DC did like the New 52 where they changed up a lot of things in the actual, what do you want to say? In the actual Marvel universe, in DC universe, and I think Marvel is kind of doing that same thing. So, but we'll see what they reveal later on. Then we got a new Power Rangers trailer. Power Rangers coming out March 24th. I think me and Young was talking about it. I think it was an international trailer because I actually went, after we had that conversation, man, I went to go check it out. I think it was an international trailer because it was one I hadn't seen. So, hype for the Power Ranger movie. Can't wait to see it. I hope it does very well. And now, we're going to get into a new segment we have called Ultimate Battle. Ultimate Battle basically is going to be a segment, pretty much, like I said, we're all about video games, comic books, and anime. And this particular segment is going to pit those characters of those different genres against one another. So we're going to have different matchups every single week that we're going to throw and debate around and who would win in a battle. So this week, which is would be the ultimate battle, Goku versus Superman. So, Young, I'll let you start first because I know you have a lot to say.
With this, it really just depends on if you are for the Easterner or the Westerner. If you one of those, I'm purely American and Superman would always win and he's an American cartoon and woo-doo, you're gonna go for Superman. If you one of those guys that's looking at the fact of the matter, that's looking at just purely on facts alone, that Superman gonna get his ass kicked. Superman is not a hand-to-hand combat character. I'm sorry. The only if you combine Superman and Batman together, then I would give that to you. If Superman and Batman was to fuse together, did the fusion dance or something, I'd give you that. But as far as with fighting skill, technique, strategy, I don't see Superman even being able to even hold a candle to Goku. He can be strong?
Well, okay. Some points about Superman. Now here's where some things conflict because I watched some videos and got information from a lot of different outlets about this whole battle between these two, or just the pros and the cons of the two. Goku, from a lot of people's standpoint, if the fight goes to space, Goku loses because he can't breathe in space.
Wrong.
See, that's what I knew. See, and that's what I knew you were about to say. Because in the when he fights Barris on the most recent episode, yes, they go into space. I contested that fact too, Young. I knew exactly what you were gonna say. That's why I said it.
See, he was under the impression that he couldn't breathe in space, but it depends on what Goku you fighting. If he's a Super Saiyan god, then yeah, he can breathe in space.
Yeah.
Because that nullifies that. If he's just a regular Super Saiyan or just regular Goku, then okay. It depends on what Goku is Superman fighting.
Yeah. Now the other part is Superman. He's a god. Basically, he's a god among men himself as well. Mm-hmm. Now with Goku, the whole storyline of Dragon Ball Z is him learning the limitations and not knowing how far, how strong and how good he is as a fighter, which that's pretty much the whole premise, him testing his limits. Where with Superman, he's just ridiculously does crazy stuff. Give you an example. There's in the comics where Superman has freaking sneezed and destroyed a whole solar system.
Yeah, they just running out then. But look, check this out. Let me tell you how this fight, was just literally in. Like, this fight can be over in 5 minutes, literally. Goku ain't gotta do nothing but do the instant. Quickly get behind Superman, grab him, do the instant transmission to somewhere like King Kybir's planet, away from a yellow sun, and destroy his ass. Game over.
Yeah, but yeah, he would have to weaken him with something to because come on now. I mean, Superman's only weakness is magic and kryptonite. Those are really his only weaknesses that really can take him down.
You take him away from a yellow sun and he gets weaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So only thing he would have to do is instant transmission away from a yellow sun, which we all know now Goku can instant transmission anywhere in the universe. As long as he can pick up on a power level, and boom. Ass whooping central. Battle over. Sorry, Kryptonian.
I still think that Superman probably could win the battle just because his limitations. I mean, he became stronger after fighting Doomsday and stuff like that. He's just, I mean, he's basically, I mean, his powers are just, he's Superman. So
But check this out.
Mm-hmm.
We know the extent of Superman's power. We done seen Superman at his absolute peak. We still don't know what Goku's peak is.
Well, Superman, I think Superman's most powerful move is, I forgot what it's called. It's kind of like a solar flare. But it's basically when he uses it, he's kind of like a freaking nuclear bomb, and he pretty much uses all his powers, and he's basically weakened for 24 hours. It's a move that he has. I can't think of what it's really called, but that would be his most powerful move that he has in his arsenal. And like you said, true. Goku, we don't know Goku's limit, but that's the thing. There's nobody to give you a point. Dragon Ball Super. If Barris didn't come and mention to him about a Super Saiyan God, he would have never tried to go there.
Exactly.
So he has he doesn't know his limitations.
Exactly. And, regardless of the fact, we all know Goku is going to continue pushing anyway. Superman
can literally Goku can't drag an entire planet, which he's done that before.
Okay, so what you want me to say? Send my boy back to his universe, get the Dragon Balls. Yo. My boy finna go ahead and make a wish on his ass.
He just dies so easily, though. Goku dies in every battle.
It's called the sacrifice of a true warrior.
Oh my gosh!
Ain't like he just get killed. He usually makes a sacrifice.
Yeah, he typically makes a sacrifice, but I mean, like I said, with Superman,
who dies easily is Krillin and Yamcha.
Who does?
They die super easy. Krillin and Yamcha.
Oh yeah, they die. They freaking trip on the rock. It's over. That's how bad. But you know what though? Not to get on the subject of Ultimate Battle, but there is supposedly, I think it's an magma or it's supposed to be something new that's over in Dragon Ball that Yamcha is actually. It was something that I heard about him.
He's getting his own manga.
Yeah, and he's
It's based around baseball.
Mm-hmm. But he's supposed to be like the best, like the strongest warrior, or say something like that from Earth or something like that. It's something. kind of more on those lines. But anyway, back to
he and Krillin are the strongest humans on Earth.
Yeah. Back to the Ultimate Battle. I mean, it goes either. I mean, everybody has their argument. It goes either way. I know a lot of. I've been watched several videos. A lot of people put it in the hands of Superman just because it's just the ridiculousness of his. You know, like I said, the things he can do, pulling planets. He can, you know, he sneezed and freaking, you know, he punched a planet and caused an apocalypse, certain stuff like that. So it's just his power is like freaking ridiculous when it comes to him. And
you
also,
saying it like my boy can't destroy a planet?
I don't think he could. I mean, I know the Spirit Bomb. One move his ultimate move he can't even use on Superman because Spirit Bomb only works on somebody that's evil, and he's not evil unless he's
not his ultimate move.
I mean, I know it's not his ultimate move, but come on, you know that's a lot of the times that's always been his
if Goku wanted to, he could destroy a planet. It's just his good nature wouldn't allow him to.
Well, both of them have both of that good nature to the point to where they can't really kill anybody.
Right.
But see, he whooped Frieza's ass, who has the potential to destroy a planet. So you mean to tell me he can't destroy a planet?
Well, like you said, like even Tink said, they both have. I mean, they have the potential. We haven't seen him get to that point. But I mean, of course, you got Red Sun Superman. When he's in front of the Red Sun, he becomes this freaking unstoppable force that can't be controlled.
Right.
And nobody can stop him when he's Red Sun Superman. Like, he's freaking impossible to beat. I mean, the only person that really probably can even weaken him is Batman because he carries kryptonite in his freaking tool belt. So, but again, that's with Superman versus Goku. That's like it's almost like I said, everybody has where they feel. Just like, you know, Young feels what he feels about Goku. I give my points between him and, I mean, I gave the points of Superman, and it's in some senses, I mean, you think about the extraordinary.
Man, Kakarot will whoop Kal-El's ass.
That's what you think. That's they need to come. You know what though? They need to come out with a game, man. That like kind of like a Mugen from back in the day with all these different characters on it. Somebody needs. I'm talking about like not like a manufactured one that we used to play back in the day on computers. I'm talking about a legit game that's advertised that you can buy that has all these different characters, Marvel, DC, and we can see all of these matchups, these dream matchups that we've been wanting to see, and just see, you know, who comes out on top. I would love to see something like that.
That would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. But all right, man. I think let's see how long we in right now. I think we like an hour and 15 minutes in. But we're gonna go ahead and end the show. We'll be bringing another Ultimate Battle to you guys next week. But make sure you guys check out NerdFlow every single Thursday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the show on Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music. Make sure you guys go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/NerdFlow Podcast. Subscribe to us on Twitch at NerdFlow Gaming. That's our new Twitch channel. And make sure you guys subscribe to us on YouTube. So, catch you guys later. And we'll be out.
Holla!